released from gravity.
And I said, I think I just saw the best 6'4" high school player I've ever seen.
There is just no limit to what Michael can do.
Michael Jordan in high school, no luck with girls, got cut from the varsity team.
You think where he came from as a sophomore in high school, not to make his varsity team 3 years, and he's National Player of the Year.
Your tongue hanging out.
Here comes Michael, tongue hanging.
But he has that tongue out so much, I've always been worried about somebody coming up with an elbow and just knocking it right off.
Let me tell you a little bit about this guy. He worked so hard. One year he was running a 4.640.
Good night.
From 1 year to the next, he knocked that down from a 4.640 to a 4.340.
With the time remaining, 32 seconds to win the championship. Time, 18. Jordan! North Carolina has won the 1982 NCAA championship.
Arizona, the United States Olympic team against the NBA All-Star.
If I were going to pick the best athletes I've ever seen play basketball, I think he's the best athlete I've ever seen play basketball, bar none.
There you saw Michael Jordan's tremendous skills as he went past Magic Johnson.
The uncanny ability to be able to create shots and hang in the air. There's just nobody like him.
Damn, man, only Doc has ever did that.
It's no secret or surprise of how great he was.
In my opinion, Michael Jordan has the opportunity to become one of the all-time great basketball players.
Did not lose a game, either against the NBA players in their exhibition series.
We're getting some real competition in this ball.
Flying through the air with your tongue out in front of the baddest motherfucking basketball players in the world.
Michael Jordan, three! What a play!
Alfred made a nice play. Well,
Kicking shit on a level that they've never seen before.
The U.S. has its ninth gold medal.
As captain of the U.S. Olympic basketball team last summer, he brought in the gold. Jordan says he owes everything to his parents. He gave his gold medal to his mother.
Welcome to the 1984 NBA College Draft.
during the night.
NBA draft, the Blazers passed up on Michael Jordan to take center Sam Bowie second overall.
Selects Sam Bowie, University of Kentucky. The Chicago Bulls pick Michael Jordan of the University of North Carolina.
We started practicing our first day in preseason, and I got a call after practice from an assistant coach and said, "You didn't mess this draft up."
And now the noise factor begins to really increase. Here is the man. They call him Mr. Jordan in Chicago. The standing ovation.
The first time he stepped on a professional floor, all you had to do was look to see. There was an artist at work.
Michael feels that he can do whatever he wants, and you're in some sort of a different zone when you're out there.
I'm not sure people really know how good this guy is. And they usually concentrate on the fact that what a beautiful dunker he is. If he didn't dunk a basketball, he would be as great as anyone that ever played this game.
Can't get at the ball. Jordan to the hoop. King in the air, score! Bullets one time.
I'm surprised at how fast I'm picking up the game.
Brown will put it in. Here's Williams. Let's see if they go for 3 or 2 here. Thomas, a three-point attempt. Hits it!
An assassin personified that had that killer instinct. A killer instinct that he came into the league with.
He has the ability to take control of a game, to make the big shot.
Jordan kicks it to Watley. Down to 12 seconds. You see the clock now has been inserted in your screen. Jordan driving. He'll go for it.
The magic of this guy, Michael Jordan, the rookie. I'm out of adjectives already.
I'm going to tell my kids about the sheer will to win, the unflappable, unshakable confidence.
Yeah, he got it! He got it! He got it! Here comes Indiana. Vern Fleming, 2 seconds, 1 second. He didn't get it off in time. The Bulls have won the ball game. The Bulls have won the ball game. Michael Jordan You talk about pressure.
Since he arrived, the stadium, which used to be 2/3 empty, has been sold out every game.
You can just substitute Knicks right there. It could be Jordan Law's Lakers, Jordan Law's Celtics, and everything else. Everywhere you go, you're getting this kind of thing. Last night, your first appearance at the Garden.
Michael Jordan puts on a show.
And he has shot to stardom already, although still in his first month as a professional.
Nobody like him. Point blank. I never seen nobody play like he plays.
Game. Moncrief tried to get it away, but broken up by Daly and gets it away to Jordan. Oh, showtime for Mr. Jordan.
He was the first to wear the number 23.
And young Madonna in the crowd.
You know, he had the it factor. There was a James Dean, a Lone Ranger quality to Michael Jordan.
Can he fly or what?
Here's one of these nice fancy dunks. Most players really don't have to worry about doing it.
Up on the board. They're trying to go one-on-one. He lost the ball. They're still away. Laid out for Jordan.
Michael Jeffrey Jordan is the greatest basketball player that I've seen.
Kaboom! And that's what they came to see, didn't they?
He made me want to be an NBA basketball player.
They can still tie it. There's Jordan. The rookie from North Carolina, the rookie is playing like an all-pro.
We all know that Michael Jordan was the greatest basketball player ever.
Nobody that I've seen had the type of mental toughness that Michael Jordan had.
Jumper under heavy pressure. 35 seconds left.
And on the court, it was perfection. The way he wore his uniform, the socks low, the sneakers, sent people into a frenzy. He was the first to do so many things.
And Nike's coming out with a clothing line called Air Jordan.
Oh yes, his own shoe. They call it Air Jordan.
It's as hot as a Cabbage Patch doll right now. The endorsements are fast and furious.
Jordan's getting rich. His Chicago salary is reportedly more than $500,000 a year.
Coke and McDonald's for $800,000.
North Carolina to the height of superstar.
He doesn't wear one white glove. He wears strange-looking sneakers, and he soars through the air.
There, Jordan goes in for a shot.
Says Jordan is a key reason overall league attendance is up more than 7%.
What more could Michael Jordan ask for? In less than a year, he's been named Collegiate Player of the Year. He's won an Olympic gold medal.
Turned into Captain Marvel again. Well, he's got him standing in the aisles already.
Set the NBA on fire, and he's been picked to start in Sunday's All-Star game.
He participated in the in the dunk contest.
Yeah, three times.
He was the first.
Right here's Michael Jordan of the Chicago Bulls. One of the hot candidates for Rookie of the Year honors as he slams it home. He wants to indicate where he's going to take off on this dunk.
Last effort of his semifinal run.
Here's Michael Jordan of the Chicago Bulls.
You can fly, can't you?
Well, look, I said to so many people that we're fortunate in our lifetime to have seen a Michael Jordan.
Here's Jordan down the middle all the way.
Rather than be born 30 years from now and only hear about the legacy.
Look at this crowd. Look at this crowd up on their feet. He went right down the middle on Artis Gilmore, slammed it over the top of the bench. Timeout taken by the bench.
People think that Jordan gets mythologized out of proportion. In fact, if anything, he becomes underrated over time.
Jordan driving.
Michael Jordan is just this ultra bad motherfucker.
Basket! Michael Jordan with 43, and the Bulls have a 5-point lead. That is it.
This year,
It's not lonely at all. Chicago has virtually doubled its attendance.
Because there's a whole generation of kids now who's going to swear by LeBron James. Because if you're watching LeBron James, it's hard to imagine that anyone was ever better than that. But kids, I'm here to tell you there was someone better than that.
Jordan just rocked the cradle for his 10th point, and the Bucks are going to call time.
There's a kaboom.
Highlighting NBA news, the Chicago Bulls in an unfamiliar spot. They're still on top. 3 games into the season, they won again tonight. What's interesting about last night was the fact that star Michael Jordan was injured early in the game.
Out of a total of 64 games, Michael defied the recommendations of his team doctors and management, came back and led his team to the playoffs. Air Jordan is no longer Time Jordan. The Chicago Bulls are in the playoffs, and there are no restrictions on Michael's playing time. The only question that remains is Michael Jordan really back?
When you think about Michael, you know, scoring 60 in Boston Garden in the playoff game.
To me, he was the first athlete who had great fundamentals. Most super athletes depend on the fact that they could just jump over you and run by you. But he took it technically.
This is game 2 of our best of 5, first round. Chicago had a 12-point lead in the first half of the game against the Celtics. Hits the jumper, but Bird played pretty well defensively against Jordan there. Michael Jordan has 8 points and is the game high scorer. Going baseline. Michael Jordan, 21 points.
I mean, against the Celtics, and at that time, who had one of the best teams ever.
1 second on the clock. So now we'll see how Chicago responds to that knockdown punch. Jordan trying to use his quickness, and it works. Michael Jordan with 44 now in the ball game. Jordan cuts the Celtic lead to 2.
Larry Bird said God in shorts waxed us when Michael Jordan dropped 63.
And a foul, wait. A foul against Kevin McHale, who's been called by Middleton. With no time showing on the clock. He can tie it up here and send the game in overtime. No time remaining. And this is pressure.
People calling him God.
It moved Larry Bird to say, that's not Michael Jordan. That's God disguised as Michael Jordan.
Jordan with an all-time record 63 points in a single playoff game.
Jordan was always good enough.
Yeah.
He scored 63 points in a playoff game.
Yes.
And I think he played with us for.
I love it. You know, everyone's picking us to do somewhat bad, and it takes all pressure off this team.
Watch Gino get ready to hit it all the way down the court. With Michael going, maybe?
Yep, there it is. Michael Jordan on the breakaway. 37 for Jordan. It's a
and when they started trying to crown him early on, he didn't believe in that. He felt I didn't belong, and I felt like I had to prove myself. Just like when I was at North Carolina, I had to prove myself.
With the drive. Lays it in.
League's leading scorer, Michael Jordan, averaging 37 points a game.
Boom, perfect timing. This guy's the best defensive player in the league. He's the best offensive player, and he's the best competitor.
By Jordan, the ball loose. Theus gets it. Theus on a dribble off to the right, takes it in, and Jordan steals the ball.
9 times first team all defensive NBA.
Here's Michael Jordan on the drive. In on Joe Klein all the way. Jordan.
Just got posterized.
Slam dunk championship, Michael Jordan, Dominique Wilkins.
You take this for granted now, but just the dunking.
And just him being in the slam dunk contest, wearing his shoes. Everybody wanted those shoes. Everybody wanted to see him dunk. That's like all you cared about.
Dominique versus Michael in the dunk contest was like Hagler, Hearns, Muhammad Ali, Joe Frazier.
From high above the rim.
Well, now Jordan does have his first taste of pressure in the slam dunk competition.
Michael said, "Oh, I got one better. I'm going to kick my legs out."
Here's a heavyweight fight. This is what everybody was building up for.
I'm predicting a 50 on that.
Be hard not to give him 50 on that one, Steve. That was impressive.
They both got 50s on their first dunks.
Incredible. Could we call it a make good? I mean, that's a two-hand windmill with authority. Now for Michael Jordan. Here's the story. Wilkins finishes with 145. Michael Jordan needs a 48 to tie, a 49 to win. And Michael is backing all the way to the middle of the back.
Michael, he understands the moment. He walked down, he took his time.
48 ties, a 49 wins.
History. I look at what we call the shot.
We have had three-point drama here in the final minutes of the game. An irregular timeout. Pippen brings it across, defended by Harper. 11 seconds to go. In the middle of the floor, Jordan has it. Jordan puts up a jumper and hits with 6 seconds to go. This tells it all. Cleveland has the ball.
The greatest clutch performer in playoffs history has to be Michael Jordan.
Gets the ball back, drives to the hoop, lays it in with 3 seconds to go.
What I've always said about Michael is he never feared the consequences of missing.
Here's our story here at Richfield Coliseum. One of these teams will advance to the Eastern Conference semifinals against the New York Knicks.
And I'll tell you an interesting story about the greatness of Michael Jordan.
Doug Collins began to say he wanted to pass the ball to Dave Corzine, and that's when Jordan slammed his fist on the clipboard and said, "Give me the effing ball." As the Bulls break the huddle, Jordan whispers to his teammate Craig Hodges, "I'm going to make it."
The Bulls have 3 seconds to try a shot. Zellers has Jordan. Jordan. It's good at the buzzer. Michael Jordan has won it for Chicago.
Jordan kept pumping his fists. Cavs coach Lenny Wilkins could hear Jordan yell, go home," to Cavs fans nearby.
We're going to New York, baby. All right, and the song was called by Anita Baker.
That was "Get the Ball, Michael." Everybody get the out of the way. Go to the basket.
Just how famous he was. And Bird was famous, Magic was famous. Michael had a different level of just, when he walked in, it was like a hurricane. Just every eye in the building was always on him.
It's like you're describing Muhammad Ali, you know.
It was like Ali.
Michael Jordan is a phenomenon. All these kids standing, taking pictures and like reaching out to touch him. It's like, I compare it to biblically about people reaching out trying to touch Christ's garment.
Fortune magazine did some number crunching to calculate how much money Jordan has generated in his career.
Show me the money aspect of Michael Jordan in corporate.
Show me the money.
His cologne has reportedly raked in $155 million.
Michael Jordan was the one who made fans watch, and Michael Jordan was the one who made fans buy.
No one moves more jerseys than number 23. He's also the world's highest paid athlete. He makes more than $30 million a year just doing TV commercials like these. Hello.
Pressey looks to bring it in. He comes into contact.
He was born with killer instinct because you can't learn it.
You can't create it. You can't teach it. You can't coach it. You're either built that way or you're not.
The fact that he could fly is really magical on television, and it brought people who were not basketball fans in just at the sheer majesty and grace of his movement.
Oh, yes, yes, yes.
We had dethroned the Celtics. We had dethroned the Lakers. And we thought that we deserved a little bit of respect as a champion.
Who in God's name would stop Michael Jordan? First of all, the game was far more physical when Michael Jordan played.
Dantley knocks him down, and Michael's up ready to go with Dantley. What the heck is going on?
You saw him in the gym. He came back a little stronger. Shoulders were looking bigger.
In their time?
Right.
There's no hand checking now. You touch him now, it's a foul.
You really had to rip somebody's head off and throw it in the stands for you to get a flagrant foul.
They just don't want to see that in our basketball game.
He never complained. Rick Mahorn and those guys, Kevin McHale and those guys, beat him to a pulp. And he still averaged 30.
360, tongue moving.
The Pistons with the indication that it is all
The
over.
decision was made just to walk off.
If you had it 2-over again, would you shake hands with the Bulls?
Absolutely.
Detroit Pistons heading back to the locker room. Their season has concluded while the Chicago Bulls advance to the NBA championship round.
Compliments him, but not a perfect team. He carries this team. Rarely do players carry teams to wins, much less championships.
You're not going to avoid the Magic Michael thing.
And we got out on him about 12-2, and I said, I'm gonna really rattle his chain. So I went over there, tapped him on the shoulder, and said, hey man, if you don't turn into Air Jordan, we're gonna blow you out today. Jimmy, his eyes got big. Usually that tongue come about right here, now it's way out. He's looking at me.
Stripped by Jordan. There's Jordan. Jordan scored the 46. That was the one loss in the series. Jordan again. He has 20.
Michael has a streak in him competitively that I've never seen in anyone before.
I think Michael Jordan had the perfect body. It's long, it's lean, he can run, I agree with you. Everything was perfect.
The look away to Livingston. Jordan.
Michael Jordan in 1991 came down on us with the right hand, tongue out. He switched in midair to the left. And I was just stunned, and all of us were stunned to see him hang in the air that long.
And the Chicago Bulls have won their first ever NBA championship.
Incredible. They'll never be.
The moral is you should not talk trash to Michael Jordan.
Yeah.
Portland and Chicago. It was almost inevitable. For the Bulls, there are great expectations of a different kind. This team has its championship. Now it seeks its place in history.
All right, Mike, this is a series that features two of the NBA's premier players, Michael Jordan and Clyde Drexler.
Two superstars, the Jordan-Drexler matchup.
Michael never played with a player that would get double teamed. So you had to carry that offensive load for not just a season, an entire career, and then on the other end be first team all defensive play. There's no one going to ever be like that, these super teams. Nobody will ever have that burden put on them.
Something was given to us by the notoriety, by the media, by the fans, that superstardom. And we have to protect it because everybody's coming in trying to get it.
18 superstars love this situation. It's built up to be Jordan versus Drexler. Michael Jordan said, okay, come on, you're in my building.
Jordan with the steal! In commenting about the comparisons with Clyde Drexler, someone said, how about three-point shooting? Jordan made the point, well, I have not chosen to shoot three-point shots. As if to say, what if I wanted to go that route? Well, he has chosen to look for the three here in the first quarter. It's unusual to see Michael bombing away. That's his third three-point attempt.
Jordan made only 27 the entire regular season.
Jordan for three! Well, Michael has gone to a new weapon. That's his fourth three-point field goal.
The aura of being Michael Jordan.
Yes! That is an NBA Finals record. 5 three-pointers in a half. Drexler for three, air ball.
The greatest competitor, the scariest competitor I've ever watched in any sport.
You see that look? Michael indicating he can't believe it. The Chicago Bulls have won the NBA championship for the second straight season.
Considering the relative youth of their nucleus, they could be in position to extend towards a dynasty.
He was not of this world, and there was an otherworldly aspect to Michael Jordan that he did things that nobody else could do.
For more than half a century, the U.S. was so dominant in basketball that its collegiate players were all that was needed to win the gold.
And here's the frosting for the USSR. They win it 82-76.
Those other countries were using pros, playing against 18, 19-year-old kids. That is really unfair.
Loss after loss for U.S. basketball at these tournaments. And what was once a golden tradition has paled into something less brilliant.
Just moments ago, the Dream Team boarded the bus outside their hotel along the Romulus.
I kept thinking that the attention would dissipate. They're going to play the first game. They're going to win by 60.
There was nothing like that ever. And even in that, with all these guys being tremendous competitors, I have to say Michael was probably the most competitive in that whole group.
A 6'6" guard, Michael Jordan.
The guy on the bench is taking pictures.
What may well be the best basketball team ever assembled.
Curtinitis, but Mullin reads him so well, and watch out. So suddenly the lead stretches to 15. Oh!
Prior to the U.S. beating these teams by 60 points, they pose at midcourt.
It's a watershed moment in the history of sports, not just the Olympics, not just basketball.
Never before and never again will there be such a team.
Yes, look at these numbers. 31 straight points at one stretch, 46-1 run by the United States.
And gave birth to international stars who had nothing to do with those games in '92.
michaeljordan.
But who took so much from it.
Ahead to Scotty. Throws it back to Michael. Caught it with one hand. From 60 off the board.
He's just being told by Bruce Alexander, you have a delay of game. Now, if you step over, I'm going to have to call it.
Rodman will defend on the inbounds. Pippen will toss in. B.J. Armstrong is on the floor for the Bulls. The inbounds a card right to Jordan.
Cloud winding down. Michael for three. Yeah!
player who ever lived, really indisputable to most of
Knicks
us.
beat the Chicago Bulls last night to even up their playoff series, one game apiece, and somehow the Knicks managed to contain Michael Jordan to just 15 points.
Jordan upset because he was quick. Looked like he got scratched by Starks, and he was very upset about it. And they continue on. Jordan wanted to go at him, and they're trying to calm Starks.
We just fell apart.
You think you're going home for this race?
Do we have a choice?
Can you recover?
Yeah, we don't have a choice.
When you mention the teams Jordan went through, those Knicks especially, I mean Mason, Oakley, Ewing, Jordan's going to the hole against them.
Oh, what a move by Jordan! It counts. And the foul.
There's some football being played.
Yeah.
In the 90s, in the Grove, you get chucked with a forearm.
All that running through the paint.
And a foul! Oh, did he show the rookie something, Jimmy?
Michael Jordan finding it home.
He duplicated what he did on the offensive end on the defensive end.
And then you couple that with all of that athleticism, then his confidence skyrocket.
By Rivers, and now Jordan with some words for Rivers.
He talks a lot of trash, and he had all everything came together.
Sat out Thursday night with a bad throw. Here's Jordan. Jordan with the steal. And then it's stolen by Starks. McDaniel chased by Jordan. It's a clean block.
Whose game is it? It's Michael Jordan's game.
And it is Chicago going on to the NBA Finals.
Homicidally competitive. Like really, like almost you could say he had a problem. He was so competitive. His entire life just revolved around beating other people. That's how he measured himself. That's how he measured everyone he played with.
Scott Williams. Yes. There is a 7-second disparity between the shot clock and the game. Yes.
It would have been better for Charles to foul him all the way than halfway foul.
Michael Jordan and the Chicago Bulls have flanked the Mount Olympus of the NBA.
Chicago Bulls for 3 straight NBA championships.
I think we've gone through a lot. Me personally, I've gone through a lot of ups and downs, but to cap it off this way means a lot to me. Believe me.
I hate to make you look ahead, but you've talked about retirement in a year or two. Could you step aside if the streak is still intact?
No, my love is strong for this game right now. That's how I'm looking at it, and I'm gonna be here as long as my love is strong.
Last night, we began the show with the disappearance of Michael Jordan's father. Tonight, the worst fears have come true. James Jordan was found dead, victim of apparent murder.
What is still unclear and will be for some time is what effect this tragedy will have on Michael Jordan and his future with the Chicago Bulls.
In a matter of moments, Michael Jordan is expected to officially announce his retirement.
A very bittersweet day. There's a certain sadness because the greatest athlete to ever play a team sport is leaving the game. I can only imagine what it was like seeing Babe Ruth, because I think this man, I used to say, was the Babe Ruth of basketball. I've now come to believe that Babe Ruth was the Michael Jordan of baseball.
When Michael Jordan first retired from the Chicago Bulls in October of 1993, following his father's murder, the sports world was shocked. 4 months later, Jordan dropped another bombshell. He decided to pursue a career in baseball.
And then he goes to play baseball?
Everyone's like, wait, he's gonna play baseball?
So many Hall of Famers like, this is my chance to get a chip.
Jordan, if he had retired, wouldn't he have gone to 8 straight NBA Finals? One could argue that.
Yeah, of course, we all believe that.
35 seconds away from the Knicks dethroning the Chicago Bulls.
To the 1994 NBA World Champion.
The NBA tried to plan for his retirement, tried to promote other players, like the Lakers' Shaquille O'Neal. But the shoe company Reebok recently canceled Shaq's shoe contract.
What is the NBA without Michael Jordan?
I think the NBA without Michael Jordan is in deep trouble.
Just being given an opportunity is something that I can feel very privileged about. I mean, the White Sox gave me an opportunity just to go out there and see what type of skills I have. And
would you like to see him come back?
Yes, I would. I think that he would be a good addition to this game.
Michael Jordan announced today he's coming back to basketball.
Jordan returns to the NBA on NBC at noon Eastern.
Yes, that was 636 days ago, so 21 months after his last appearance in an NBA game. Only 5 months after his number 23 was raised to the rafters in Chicago, Michael Jordan has returned, and he's wearing number 45.
A lot of special moments in NBA basketball. Usually the opening game of the season, the playoffs, 7th game of the series, the finals. I don't know about you, but I got the goosebumps for this one. This is very special.
The moment is nearly at hand. Michael Jordan's return to the NBA.
Michael Jordan. Whereas Jordan is the undisputed GOAT. Like there's, really no debate.
Make a wish. Count to 3.
Welcome back, Michael Jordan.
You know, he's the greatest that's ever played.
Greatest who ever played.
Yeah.
You go right there.
No question about it.
Jordan for the win.
He's just a superstar. Like you said, Bill, he was a celebrity. He wasn't a basketball player. He was a celebrity.
And I'll tell you, as a kid growing up, in high school, I can't even describe what that was like at the time.
We put it on prime time, but Michael brought it to a whole nother level and took it international.
It's the magical, mystical Jordan Road Tour 1995. The Bulls are 2-2 since his return, and one of the most asked questions in America, most often asked, is how is Michael doing? How is his return?
However, Starks told me moments ago the Knicks still plan to have him go one-on-one, no double teaming. He wasn't intimidated before, and he's not now, and he says he's eager for the challenge.
Moments away from tip-off, there is John Starks. He's been a little bit of a slump lately offensively, but he does play Michael Jordan very well. Viewing early in the game, Kukoc on the run.
Ezekiel 25:17. The path of the righteous man is beset.
Look out! Starts out on fire. Michael is 4 of 5.
For he is truly his brother's keeper and the finder of lost sheep.
What else? It's 20 first quarter points for Michael Jordan.
Look, I know what it must seem like to a younger generation. Guys, it's ridiculous. No matter what LeBron does, if he's not perfect, then he's not Jordan. Yeah, Jordan set a standard of near perfection.
And I will strike down upon thee with great vengeance and furious anger.
And do you ask, is he back?
Those who attempt to poison and destroy my brother.
55 points.
There were times where you could make a legitimate argument that collectively a team may have been better than the Chicago Bulls, but they didn't have MJ.
And you will know my name is the Lord when I lay my vengeance upon you.
Michael finds the open man. Whittington with a jam. 3.1 remaining.
To take the game 20 years into the future where he has no fucking peer. There was no arguments about who the best guy in the league was.
The Chicago Bulls were an unstoppable force during the 1995-96 campaign.
That 95-96 Bulls team is the greatest professional sports team I have ever seen in any league at any time.
In Michael Jordan's first full season back, after giving baseball a try, the Bulls won an NBA record 72 games in the regular season.
When they terrorized the playoffs.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Flight 23.
It was a wrap for everyone in the league. Didn't matter who you weren't getting anything when Jordan was around.
Jordan just looked over at Spike Lee and waved bye-bye. This one ends appropriately enough in front of New York's most celebrated fan, Spike Lee.
And through most of the country, really, is that these NBA Finals loom not so much as a competition as a coronation.
You know, with 72 wins, you know, all the consecutive winnings, games that we've won, but by no means do we want to do all that and then be the team that lose to the Seattle Supersonics in the finals.
And Marv, he has come all the way back to best player and MVP status.
And then he played a 63-win Sonics team and beat them in 6 games. No one ever took them 7 games in the finals.
The Bulls were able to complete the dream season and win the franchise's 4th NBA title after defeating the Sonics in Game 6. Michael Jordan, once again named Finals MVP, his 4th MVP trophy in his many tries.
Watch this, I'm gonna fly through the air. How about that? So he just puts it in one hand and takes it down the lane.
Career high, 67 points, and you folks were here to see.
He was the first guy that would literally fly through the f***ing air, slamming in dunks. Where you would see it on the highlight reels on like ESPN, you would see it on the news, and people would just be standing there shaking their head.
Maybe it was an innocent question from Michael Jordan. Is it Byron or Brian Russell? But it drew Russell's fire. Brian responding, is it Michael or Michelle? Ooh. Now, on the one hand, you got to give Brian props for not backing down, but on the other, yo, B, that's Mike.
We're down to 5. Jordan putting moves on Russell. We're down to 2. Now to 1.
Hasta la vista, baby.
It's all over. The Chicago Bulls have won at the buzzer.
There is a big story going around this building right now. Michael Jordan is sick.
1,100 fans in attendance and the 600 million watching around the world. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to rumble!
Yes. Not bad for a guy playing with flu symptoms.
And the Jazz not able to get to their offensive glass. Ostertag was great. Karl Malone's got the 3,000.
I mean, it was the man could hardly walk. He could hardly breathe, and he elevated himself.
Jordan to the cutting Longley.
If you give up, then they give up. You know, so I didn't want to give up. You know, no matter how sick I was, or how tired I was, or how, low on energy I was.
He's tied the game.
Like the things that he does over and over again is like Michelangelo repainting the Sistine Chapel over and over again.
Near exhaustion, ready to fall over. He's got his team tied now.
When they called a timeout, how he came out of the ball game and plopped on the seat, and that's what he did. He just plopped down.
He won't even take the Gatorade.
He doesn't want to waste any energy. No high fives, no lifting water to his mouth. He is exhausted.
A heroic performance by Michael Jordan.
I mean, as long as he plays the game, he's going to amaze us no matter what.
Yes! They lead it! 38 points for the Kings!
Leaning on Scotty as they walked off the floor. I'm not sure he had full mobility.
Looks like he's a boxer just hanging on along the rope. Performance by the flu-ridden Michael Jordan. A performance that I think will go down as one of the greatest of his career because of the situation. It is all over. The Bulls have won the title by defeating the Jazz 90-86 in its bedlam here at the United Center.
Max, from a physicality standpoint, he was actually an underdog from the position of getting beat up. Jordan ruled.
Michael Jordan with the takeoff and the crush.
The one time we played the Bulls, we get off the bus before the game. Jordan parks inside his Ferrari. We're getting off the bus, and he's smoking a cigar. Before the game? Before the game. And he's like, who's going to check me?
Michael shakes the finger, but he finally got his dunk on Mount Matumbo.
Rebound Cartwright. Off to Jordan. Michael Jordan. Power jam in Barkley's face.
I can't stop this feeling deep inside of me. Jordan, tongue it out.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome once again to Bulls basketball, playoff basketball.
In his heart, Michael already knew that these would be his last games.
And he just got better and better. I mean, he was, I've never seen a guy that I thought was as good as anybody I'd ever seen. 5 years later, he was 10 times better, and 5 years later, he was 10 times better.
Game 6 in Utah. For the Bulls, a win would mean a championship. For Michael, it would mean the cementing of his legacy.
Inside, they've already begun the chant of beat the Bulls. Jordan for three.
Got it. What you do has to transcend the generations in order to retain your place as the GOAT.
Here's Michael. He's got 21.
Michael Jordan always took his game to another level in the playoffs.
Jordan pulls up.
Like we've never seen before.
And connects. 25 for MJ.
6 titles, 6 finals MVPs. That means it was all about you each series. You were the mismatch.
He's still Michael Jordan. Whatever he has lost, through fatigue, through age, through whatever, has only brought him somewhat back to the field. He still leads the field.
He became the most dangerous man alive.
Cross-court Stockton, a three! It's there!
Those 2 three-peats that Jordan has, those are hard to compare anything to.
None of us ever saw what he was going to do, and we thought he was going to be great.
Pippen into Jordan. Michael working on Russell. Brings them to within 1. Michael Jordan with 45 points.
6 NBA Finals MVPs without ever allowing a Game 7.
Here comes Chicago. 17 seconds.
Michael Jordan is the greatest basketball player I've ever seen. Better than LeBron, better than Kobe, better than everybody.
Jordan, open. Chicago with the lead. The Chicago Bulls have won their 6th NBA championship, and it's their 2nd three-peat.
He was, without a doubt, the greatest basketball player of all time, and he still is.